Hello and welcome to A1R Psychic Radio and Moonstruck TV. My name is Gail Moffat, and you can find me on gailmoffat.com, or you can go on Facebook and find me. Gail Moffat is my name. Anyway, I think we're going to have a wonderful show tonight, and we're looking forward to having two callers call in. But before we have the callers, I always like to have a little chat, a little spiritual chat. And what I was thinking about this week, because obviously we just had Easter. I hope you've all had a wonderful Easter this week. And so what I was thinking about, Sunday was, we were talking about how Jesus rose from the dead. And what I was thinking about is internal life, and how our body or our soul continues on in life. And I was thinking about my dog, and this must have been about, I'm losing track of the weeks, but it's within the last month, probably. Yes, it's probably round about the middle of March. Sadly, my dog Alfie passed away to the spirit world. And so an example of eternal living is that he has, I've seen him, and I've also spoken to him, because mediumship is mind-to-mind communication. So he sends his thoughts to my mind, and I pick them up. And so he talks to me, and I see him around me. And it was funny, because the other day I was just about to go out the door, and it's like he came running over to the door, plonked himself in front of the door, which was always his way of saying, I want to come too, and I want to go for a walk. So I thought that was quite sort of interesting. That's the other thing. When we go to the spirit worlds, we have our own personality and our own ways, and they stay with us. They don't change. But one of the most important things that doesn't change is our love. So when somebody goes to the spirit world, they still have that strong love for the person or people that they've left behind. They will still love them in the same way, and they will still want to be around you in your life and support you in your life, because they are as concerned about you now in the spirit world as they were when they were here. So for instance, if you've lost a parent or a grandparents that you were close to, or brothers or sisters or husbands or wives or whatever it is, then they will still want to be close to you, and they will still want to love you and be concerned about you. And I noticed that with the spirit world, they always draw close. Sometimes they're around you a lot because their love is so strong and they can't leave you. But for those people that are trying to get on with their lives in the spirit world, they generally draw close when there's an anniversary or a birthday. So they like to remember those times. And they also draw close when there's difficulty in our lives. So if we're going through a particular difficult time, or indeed, if we're going through a happy time, so let's say somebody was getting married or something like that, they would make it their business to come forward and be around us, just to support us and enjoy the celebrations that are going on. And I think that's just so quite incredible, isn't it? How that link, that love, just never dies. And I always quote an expression that I think sort of sums up this sort of: love, like life, never dies. And sort of the life never dies, because what we do is we're like caterpillars. We shed our caterpillar skin, which is our body, and we go off into the spirit world, and then we become butterflies. Not literally, but it's sort of it's an analogy. It's a way to describe how things are. So we continue on with living. We continue on with life. And the other thing that I think is quite interesting is that, talking about Alfie, my dog, And of course, if any of you have got pets or animals that you want to connect to, that's something that I can do. So if when we've got dogs or animals, then they need help and guidance as they cross over, just like we do when we cross over. And I know with my dog, just a few days previously, or about a week previously, my mum passed to the spirit world, and in that time she'd had adjusted, and she collected Alfie and brought him over because she knew him extremely well and loved spending time with him. And so whenever she comes through to me, I'm always seeing Alfie around her. And she keeps on telling me how well he's doing and how happy he was. But he wasn't happy to begin with. He was a little bit sad that he wasn't with me. But it gives me great comfort that he's actually with my mum and he's happy. And this is something that I think that I can share with you, because then you can perhaps know that your pets and your animals and your loved ones are with other people in the spirit world and looking after them and helping them, because the spirit world is a place of a place where of love first and foremost, but it's a place where people help other people, and people help animals and anything that's living. They help and support, and so I know that if you've lost a dear animal or a rabbit or a guinea pig or a dog or a cat or a horse or whatever it is, a frog. Then I can assure you that as they pass over to the spirit world, they are equally looked after, just like us humans, because us humans are looked after too. So that's a sort of little interesting, and I've just gone over time on my little talk. I've just realised. Sorry about that, everyone. Let's get to some readings. Now, I know that Karen let me see if I can pronounce this, Karen, Sewarren, New Jersey?
Yes, you got it right.
Oh, fantastic. How are you, Karen?
I'm well, thank you. And how are you?
I'm not bad. And so you probably, I don't know if you were listening to my talk, but I'm a medium, so I can connect to loved ones in the spirit world. But I also can give guidance from my guides about what's going on in your life. Is there a particular way that you would like me to work?
And any way that comes to you, whichever you feel the strongest.
Okay. Well, just as you were saying that, I'm being made aware of a grandmother that is stepping forward with you. And it's almost like she's stamping her feet a little bit. And I feel that it's sort of like she's stamping her feet in sort of like a little bit of frustration or a little bit of annoyance about, because she's telling me that somebody around you isn't perhaps treating you in the way that they should be. It's almost as though she feels as though there's like it's unjust, the behavior. Would you understand that, Karen?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Good. Yeah, and she's, because she just came in, I just heard grandmother, and she's stamping her foot, like she's really quite cross, because she says to me that you don't deserve this. You don't deserve to be treated with disrespect. And that's what it is. She's saying it's disrespect. She's making me feel as though you're somebody that is always very kind and loving to people and go out of your way to help and support people. And yet people tend to take advantage of you or don't consider your feelings or sort of, aren't there for you when you need them. And I feel that there's somebody in particular that has hurt you and sort of wounded your feelings, and it's made you sort of rethink how you react and deal with how you react and how you deal with the people that are around you. Would you understand that?
Oh, this is very true. Very true.
Oh, thank you. So, and what your grandmother is saying to me now, this is interesting. She says, "Stand your ground, stand your ground, because you don't have to be bullied or pushed around or put into a corner when you've done nothing wrong." Does that make sense?
Very much so. Very much so.
And she's saying that she's going to make it her business to come around you and be with you and be with you every step of the way. And I feel that as you speak, it's almost like she's going to be giving you words. You know, sometimes, have you ever experienced this where you say something, you think, where did I get those words from? Have you ever felt that?
Yes.
And she's going to do that for you, because I feel that this particular person needs a little talking to, needs to be put in their place, needs to be told exactly what are you doing, what's going on here, and just needs to be sort of, you know, given a sorting out with words. And I just know that your grandmother is really there to help you. And she's also saying, isn't that nice? I think that's lovely when they come round and help. But she's also saying to me that she's making me feel, ever since you were a tiny girl, I don't know whether it's a baby or a girl, but I heard the word girl. And she said, ever since you were a tiny girl, she had an enormous amount of love for you. And she always felt the need to protect you and sort of look after you, because she says that from a young age, she's making me feel from a young age, you weren't always given the love that you needed. Would you understand that?
Yes, very much so. Very much so.
And she's saying that she was around you and always wanted to sort of protect you and look after you. And I feel with her that she actually tried to do that. And I feel that she did do that from time to time with you and try to support you. And she's just telling me that there were times when she would actually want to, sort of say, you know, pack a little bag and come and stay with her. And sort of, you know, and spend, you know, like spend the holidays or times when you were off from school or something like that, or when there was some space for you to come. She would always sort of invite you over because she felt that you needed the calming influence and the love from her side of the family. That she felt that you needed that very, you know, it's like she wanted to protect you and heal you. Do you remember that?
Yes, very much so. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. And you know what? She always used to try and cook you your favorite meals as well, didn't she? Yes. Because she always knew what you liked, and she would prepare it. And if she knew that you were coming, she would organise food in advance and have it all in the fridge or whatever in the house. And she was ever so sweet like that. I think she's really, really sort of quite sweet, isn't she?
Yes.
And she's also shown me where you would have played board games, and sort of I feel that she would have, you know, when you were staying over at her house, she's got a memory of you playing board games. Do you remember that?
I used to go to board games. I didn't play them, but I rented them.
Oh, right. So, because I just saw the boards, and so I knew it was a memory. So so you've explained how that's significant. And she's saying that, she says that, don't you worry, I'm here. Just because I've, you know, gone to the spirit world doesn't mean to say that I'm not in your life and I'm not looking after you and not looking to protect you, because I am. now, just before I finish, there's something about where you're living. And let me just see if I can get this. I get this feeling with you that she's sort of telling me that either you've just moved or you may be thinking of moving. Would you understand that?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
I am thinking of moving. Yes.
She's saying to me that this is an excellent idea because the time is right. The time is right. And it's, and she's making me feel like you're going to scale down a little bit. Would you understand that?
Yes. Is she saying anything about my son?
I'll just ask her. Is your son living or in the spirit world?
Yes. No, he's living, but he hasn't spoken to me in a couple of years, and nobody knows why. And he won't tell anybody why.
Right. Do you know, I'm just sort of I'm just getting this feeling with your son that there is now these words are a big umbrella, and so it can mean anything from something quite simple to something more severe. But I just get this, so please, I need to be careful as I go into this next point that I want to say. I get the feeling with your son is that he has either like Asperger's or sort of like some sort of like mental health, or maybe a little bit of depression, or there's something that you understand.
Definitely, I understand that. Yes.
Yeah, and and what I'm being told is that's part of his problem. It's almost like he prefers to sort of just go within, and I get the feeling that that's part of his problem. Your grandmother, I'm just going to go back to your grandmother and ask her what she said, because I think that was one of my guides that just told me those details. But your grandmother is saying to me that, no, she says, I told you that. She just corrected me. Sorry. How funny. So your grandmother, she's saying to me that she's saying it's almost like leave him be and he'll come back to you. And she's showing me cards. Do you send him Christmas cards and birthday cards and things like that? Because she's showing me cards. Yeah, because she's saying that you're still sort of reaching out the olive branch and the hand and showing him love. And she's showing me words in the cards, and I feel like they're very nice words. But sadly, Karen, I've run out of time. I hope that's helped, and I hope you've enjoyed that.
I enjoyed it immensely. Thank you so very much.
That's my pleasure. Now, if you want to connect with me on Facebook, Gail Moffat is my name. So just find me on Facebook, and you just put Gail Moffat Medium, and I'll come up. So
okay, great.
Thank you, Karen. Now, I believe I have Karina in Porterville in Missouri. Hello, are you?
Yes.
Porterville. Karina. Yeah. Sorry, I'm because I'm not local. I don't get the. I sometimes struggle with the names. Porterville, is that right?
Huh?
Porterville. Yeah. Anyway, Karina, I'm a medium, and I can either connect to a loved one in the spirit world, or I can look to my guides for guidance. Is there a particular way that you would like me to work?
Just whatever comes through. If there is people that want to come through, I would take that. Like, I'm open to it either way.
Yeah.
But I would like to hear from spirit if they come through.
Yeah, that's nice, isn't it? When you can hear from them, and often they come through and give you guidance anyway. But would I be right in saying your dad is in the spirit world?
Huh?
Would I be right in saying that your dad is in the spirit world? Your father?
It's my papa, but he was like a dad.
Your grandfather? He was like a dad.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That would make sense then, because sometimes as mediums we can slightly make mistakes when they are like
Mm-hmm.
a dad. But I can just feel him sort of drawing close with me.
Okay.
And I just get this feeling of sickness and sort of and going quite thin as he got to the end of his life. Would you understand that about him?
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel that
Yes,
I feel that he had sort of cancer as an illness, but I just feel all around the sort of the sort of upper part of the body is particularly. I don't know whether I'm
Mm-hmm.
feeling that because of the sickness, but I'm feeling particularly around the upper part of the body. Would you understand that?
Yes, he had his blood was septic there at the end. That's what he died from
Right.
infections, and it turned his whole body septic.
Right. Yes, because I just can just feel that sort of weakness in his body, and he's talking about, he wants to talk about the old days. And did you ever go somewhere where there was like a Mardi Gras or like a parade going through the streets or something like that?
We have parades here in Port Israel once a year.
Right. Okay. Because that's what he's showing me. That's what he's showing me. And obviously, because I'm not from Missouri or the United States, I wouldn't know that. But yes, he was showing me that as a memory link. And I feel that he's just put in my hand a spanner, and I'm sorting something out on the float. So I feel that the reason why he possibly is showing that to me is that he is showing that to me because he was involved in some of the floats and getting it all sort of straight. Would you understand that?
Mm-hmm.
Because and I feel that gave him quite a lot of joy, and also it's like I'm seeing you as a little girl, and he's putting his hands underneath your arms and lifting you up and putting you on a float, and I feel like you're all dressed up, and you're a really
Like a
little
clown.
girl. You're tiny.
I was a clown.
Oh, were you? Yeah. Oh. And he's just remembering this. Oh wow! And I just get this feeling that this was just such a happy memory for you, and I think also he's showing me sort of walking behind floats as well. So I feel that there may have been times when you would have been walking behind the floats, like a sort of like a march,
like Girl
sort of walking.
and baton and stuff. I did that too.
Yeah, and he's remembering that. He's suddenly showing me kissing you on the cheek. So I feel, and he's making me feel as though he's doing that right now. And he's saying to me that, oh dear, he's saying to me that he wishes that he was here, because if he was here, he would be able to support you. Because he says that your emotions are going up and down, and he says that it's like he's holding out my hands and putting them out, and he's making me feel as though as I hold out my hands, there's like heavy burdens on your hands. And he's making me feel as though there isn't enough people or people around you to really properly support you in what you're going through. He's making me feel as though you're going through everything alone. And he's saying to me that if he was here, he would be supporting you, and he would be, like cuddling you and talking to you, because he had an enormous love for you, and that's never gone away. No, it hasn't. He absolutely adores you, and he's saying to me, you were like the daughter, and I don't know if the daughter that he never had, or there's something. In other words, what he's saying to me is that you were very special to him, extremely special to him, and he's saying to me that when he passed, this was a very, very difficult passing for you to deal with, because he was somebody that you were able to sort of rely upon and lean on when you needed help or support. And he's saying to me that he says, although I'm over here, he does as much as he possibly can to support you. And he says, particularly now, because you really, really need a lot of support and a lot of love. He absolutely cherishes you. And he's talking about a birthday. Now, let me see. I feel that, is there a birthday in your family round about now? Or coming up?
My daughters were March 8th and 10th, and my niece's is May 26th.
Right. Oh, it's quite moving when you have a spiritual connection, isn't it? Especially with somebody that you love. And I can understand that. But I just get this. So with your daughter, did you have a special party or celebration with one of your daughters?
We did their party together this year.
Yes, because that's what he's talking about, and he's saying that he was there, and I feel that it was, you went out somewhere. You weren't in the home celebrating. You were out, and it feels like. So it was like a little party out somewhere. Would you remember that?
Yeah.
He's saying that I've only got a few seconds left, so I'm just going to sort of really get the essence of what he wants to say through to you. And the essence of what he wants to say to you is, Karina, did he ever call you Car? Or shorten your name in something? Kari. Yeah, because I feel like he wants to shorten your name. And he's saying to me, no matter what, I am here to help you and support you.